Well, we're surrounded by Rolls Royce cars new and Rolls Royce cars old, and the wonderful factory that we now have here at Goodwood. And we're talking to Thorsten Müller-Ottwosch, Chief Executive of Rolls Royce. You've launched today your vision of the future,
right?
And it certainly is quite spectacular.
Yeah, absolutely. We have challenged our designers, our engineers to look very far ahead into the future. So this car is our vision of how luxury mobility will shape in the year 2040. And it's clearly fully autonomous driving, and it is that you are corseted in full luxury. We even took reference to Botticelli's painting of the birth of Venus. So that allows you to be and stand up in full beauty whilst entering into the car.
This explains this wonderful, fully lifting roof. You can stand full height in the car. It's extraordinary.
It is like a shell in a way, and it opens up and you can exit it and enter it via a little, let's say, tread plate, and you don't need to bow. It is extremely comfortable, so you just enter, sit down, relax. It closes and off you go.
The first time I came here was in, I think, the late 1990s, and this was a hole in the ground.
Absolutely.
With a future plan.
Right.
So I've seen this business develop, and I'm sure you've got a lot of plans for the future. Plans that include more employment, more factories?
I mean, not more factories, because we are fully committed down here to West Sussex, to Goodwood.
What, an expansion of?
We might look into, and we are doing that anyhow currently. You might know that we have built a technology and logistics center close by, and that is for the reason that we are moving the logistics content in this plant into that new building, giving us more room for an expansion in terms of model range, which comes into the future anyhow.
In his finery standing in front of me, Councillor Peter Budge, the Mayor of Chichester, and this has brought so many employment opportunities to the city that their future growth must be very important.
So I think it's very important to the city of Chichester that we have firms like Rolls Royce who want to come into the area, and the way that they've grown since 2003 and built up quite frankly, an English business that sells cars that can only be made in England and making a success of it. There's been a little bit of stutter lately with the Brit XX and goodness knows what else, but I've spoken to the directors here and they feel secure in manufacturing in England and continuing to manufacture in England, which I think is also a good example of the way that we've managed to join together in the way that we have city and industry.
We are selling around 4,000 cars a year all over the world. 90% of our business is export business, and we are truly international, let's say it like that. But we also have plans for the future, as you can imagine, with additional models to come, and so that's probably not the end of the story yet.
Now, does anything change with the recent referendum vote? There have been local concerns that the company may look at its options afresh.
I mean, it's very early days, and we, of course, need to look into what happens now over the next months, years even, because it will take some time to really understand the consequences. Are there any consequences? Yes, no. And then, of course, we will make certain decisions based on that. But one thing is for sure, we are truly committed here to Britain, because Rolls-Royce is a truly integral part of Britain.
Folks, welcome to the home of Rolls-Royce. I know that many of you have been here before, and I know that some of you have not. But this remarkable place opened on the 1st of January 2003 and has been in business building all Rolls-Royces for export all around the world, and of course here in the United Kingdom since then. Every Rolls-Royce in the world is built right across there. And we are extremely proud of that. We're extremely proud of what Rolls-Royce has achieved in this part of the world, in West Sussex and in the United Kingdom. And we are extremely proud, obviously, of the wonderful and extraordinary motor cars that we build and export to various parts of the world. Rolls-Royce is truly a great British brand.
Tonight, we will be showing you our vision of the future. And this is the first of its kind in the long history of Rolls-Royce motor cars. But first, allow me to speak briefly about the present. The first phase of the renaissance of our marque that began in January 2003 is complete. Rolls-Royce Motor Cars is therefore on the cusp of a bold and exciting new chapter. And the past decade or so has seen the creation of some of the most celebrated motor cars in our history. And I believe that we have re-established the legend of what has once again become described as the best car in the world. And today we are very proud and excited to share with you here tonight one of the most extraordinary cars you will have ever seen. It's the Rolls Royce 103 EX. And this car anticipates the mobility demands of the luxury customer of the future. It makes a bold and it makes a definitive statement of confidence in our future, in the future where Rolls-Royce rejects the notion of anonymous, utilitarian and bland future models and modes of mobility. And through an intimate understanding of our customers' thinking and demands, we are presenting an exciting vision of effortless, autonomous, spacious, and I must say really beautiful luxury mobility for the future. And now, take a look at this.
What moves us forward? Not time, not fame, or the promise of glory. People. I've lit the way for visionaries, been muse to 1,000 artists. The powerful found peace. The people I've moved have changed the world and walked the road no one else dare tread. For more than a century, I've watched and witnessed people emerge into the light of a new day. We began to move together, turning what ifs into what's next. We imagined the future and made history. Those who pursue perfection forge their own path, and this journey has just begun. Welcome to the next 100. Are you ready?
So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me briefly to explain three important design themes we have included in the car that you are about to see in a minute in this room over there. And they can be summed up as follows. Firstly, it's all about grand sanctuary. The interior of this car is as luxurious and is a private retreat with rich silks and handcrafted woods. It's an oasis of calm with which passengers are cosseted from the outside world. In 103 EX, your chauffeur is replaced by an effortless, fully autonomous drive system. Secondly, it's all about effortless journey. We imagined new technologies that make a journey in a Rolls Royce even more relaxing and unique. So, you're accompanied by your own ethereal concierge that we call Eleanor, named after Eleanor Thornton, who in 1911 was the model for our famous Spirit of Ecstasy figurine, She is your assistant. She is your muse, and she will know a lot of you. And she is the artificial intelligence of this future vehicle. And thirdly, it's all about grand arrival. Our design maximizes that hugely special moment as you arrive at your destination in your Rolls Royce. The car has been conceived to make this moment as though one were being delivered onto a stage fit for a queen or a king. The massive aperture created by the fully opening roof and door means that you are able to stand fully upright and alight via a step onto a red carpet of light with absolute elegance. So, ladies and gentlemen, this highly innovative and futuristic design language mated together with a completely emission-free drivetrain that provides an insight into how a fully bespoke Rolls-Royce of the future might look. And it's a truly unique car, created for a unique person to their very own tastes.